Good morning and welcome to Rhodey's Place. Today I will be discussing the importance of testing a man's spirit. Test his spirit, sis. Not every man is sent by God. Before I got married, I crossed paths with a few men who honestly weren't who God had for me. And it's not that they were terrible people. Some were charming, fun to talk to, even spiritual on the surface. But over time, it became clear that they didn't truly have my best interests at heart. And I don't want you to go through unnecessary heartache trying to force something that God never authored. That's why I made this video, to help you discern, protect your peace, and avoid the emotional roller coaster of getting attached to someone who was never meant to cover you. Let's talk about how to test a man's spirit. 1 John 4:1 tells us, "Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God." In dating, Christian women are often taught how to be a wife, but not how to test a man's spirit. We're told to be submissive, virtuous, supportive, nurturing, and have a homemaking spirit as we prepare for marriage. But what good is preparation if it's connected to the wrong person? Here's the truth. Not every man who comes your way is sent by God. And more importantly, only one man is called to cover you. That's why you must test his spirit. Why testing matters. Just because someone is charming doesn't mean they're called to walk alongside of you. Just because someone goes to church doesn't mean that they're in covenant to be your husband. Because you can be unequally yoked with someone that goes to church. You can be unequally yoked with another believer because you may not be compatible. And just because someone is drawn to your light doesn't mean that he's built to lead it. A man can be charming, consistent, church-going, and even appear stable and still not be the one assigned to your life. Some men pursue women out of lust, loneliness, or as an ego boost. Some men wear spiritual language as a disguise. Some are drawn to your light, but not built to lead you in it. So what do? The first thing you want to do is slow down. You want to take things slow as you get to know a person. You want to remain prayerful, and you want to test his spirit. So how do we test someone's spirit? Well, the first thing you want to do is go to God first in prayer, because we want to trust God and not our feelings. And you want to ask God questions. Is this man in alignment with the plan that you have for my life? Is he my covering or is he my distraction? Is there anything that I'm not seeing? Any blind spots? So you want to go to God first and not your friends. Before you get emotionally attached, seek God's counsel. Secondly, you want to watch for fruit. Matthew 7:16 lets us know that by their fruit you will know them. This verse teaches that a person's true character is revealed by their actions and behavior, their fruit. You look beyond appearance or words and look for qualities like peace. Is this a peaceful man? Is this a patient man? Does he have patience? Is he willing to take things slowly, or is he trying to rush things? Faithfulness. Is he a faithful person? Is he someone that shows up faithfully to work? Is he faithful when it comes to his family? Can his family depend on him? Humility. Is he someone that displays humility, or is he always bragging and boasting? And And something that's very important is self-control. Is he a man that's led by his passions? Is he someone that lets his emotions get the best of him? And you also want to check, who is he accountable to? Are there other men such as his father, uncles, a mentor, a pastor that he's accountable to, that he can seek for advice and counsel? How does he treat people who are vulnerable, who are powerless? Is he someone who wants to take advantage of someone's weakness? And is he bearing the fruit of the Spirit? Because it's not just about spiritual talk, but what is his godly walk? Does he have a godly walk? You want to watch him in all seasons. Don't rush to label things, because sometimes we as women, we want something to have a label on it. But just enjoy the time getting to know him, fellowshipping with him. And don't rush to even label him as your boyfriend or your man or whatever. Watch him when he's disappointed. How does he react to disappointment? How does he react to delay? How does he act when things doesn't go his way? Because how a man behaves when things aren't going his way tells you a lot about his character and about his inner world. You also want to ask him purpose-driven questions. So you want to go beneath the surface, beneath just the small talk. And you want to ask, what is his vision for his life? Where does he see himself in 5 years, 10 years? What are his goals? Is he a man of prayer? Is he a man that can envision himself leading his family in prayer? And you want to know, what does legacy mean to him? Is he someone that's just floating along through life, or is he a person who wants to leave a positive impact on the lives of others? So don't be afraid to ask the deep, even uncomfortable questions, because a man of God won't be intimidated. He'll actually be inspired. And last but not least, you want to ask the Holy Spirit. God has placed the Holy Spirit inside of us. And it says in John 10:27 that my sheep listen to my voice, and the voice of another they will not follow. Peace is our inner compass, and confusion is not from God. So you want to ask, Holy Spirit, show me his heart. And when something feels off, even slightly, don't ignore it. Ask the Holy Spirit to reveal the truth. Because I can recall there was a time before I met my husband that I met a man that he seemed well put together, very charming. But within the first few minutes of meeting him, all of these red flags just went off. And at first I was thinking that maybe I'm being judgmental, even though there was nothing to judge him on because I didn't know him. But that was the Holy Spirit letting me know that something is wrong. And lo and behold, as I got to know him, he had some strange beliefs. You know, his belief system wasn't in alignment with mine. You know, how he viewed God, and at times it seemed like he really didn't believe in God. So that was the Holy Spirit warning me that this person is not in line with the will of God for my life. So in closing, you want to be prayerful, you want to be watchful, and you want to be wise. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe for more videos on Christian relationships, purpose, and discernment. Have a blessed day.